It was a rainy night. Clouds were dark. Thunder was loud. The street was empty. Alina stepped outside her house quietly. She was wearing a long black coat. Her face looked scared. She looked left, then right, and then she walked away. That was the last time anyone saw her. Alina was just 22 years old. She lived in a small house with her parents and her younger sister, Hania. Her life was simple. She loved her family. She helped her mother in the kitchen, studied at college, and every night she told stories to Hania before sleeping. But something had changed in the last few weeks. Alina was not smiling much. She stayed in her room a lot. At night, her mother sometimes heard her crying. When her father asked, "Beta sabdike?" she only nodded and forced a smile. Then one day, she said something strange to her sister. "Hania, अगर मैं कुछ दिन ना रहूं, तो मेरी डायरी देख लेना, लेकिन सिर्फ जब तुम सच में परेशान हो." Hania didn't understand. She was only 10. She thought maybe it was just a joke, but it wasn't. On Hania's birthday, everyone was happy. Alina gave her a wrapped gift and hugged her tightly. That evening, she helped in cutting the cake, took photos, and laughed for the first time in weeks. At night, after everyone slept, she disappeared. Her shoes were still in the room. Her phone was on the table. Her college bag was untouched. Only her black coat was missing. In the morning, her mother screamed. Her father ran to the police station. Neighbors came. Everyone was asking the same question. Where did Alina go? The police tried to help. They checked CCTV cameras near the house, but no video showed her. They asked friends, teachers, neighbors. No one knew anything. Some people said maybe she ran away. Some said maybe she was kidnapped, but no one had any proof. Days turned into weeks. Weeks turned into months. Alina's mother stopped cooking. Her father started smoking again. Her sister Hania kept looking at the gate every day. She believed Alina would come back. One day, while cleaning Alina's room, her mother found a small paper under the bed. It had only one line. "I didn't. Run! I had no choice." Tears rolled down her mother's face. What did it mean? What choice? Then something strange happened. After 6 months, a letter arrived. No name, no address, only a message. "She's safe, but not yet free." Her father took it to the police, but they said it could be a prank. Her mother believed it was real. She kept that letter under her pillow. Then another letter came, and then another. Each one said the same kind of things. "She misses Hania. Don't trust everyone around you. She will come back when it's safe." Who was sending these letters? Were they from Alina or someone else? One night, Hania remembered the words her sister said before. "If I'm gone, look at my diary." She ran to Alina's room. She searched everywhere. And finally, inside a locked drawer, she found a small red diary. She opened the first page. It was empty. Then the second page. "If anything happens to me, this is where the truth lives." Hania closed the diary and called her father. Everything was about to change. But the big question remained. Why did Alina vanish? And what secret was she hiding that forced her to leave everything behind? 6 months had passed. Alina was still missing. Her room was just like before, neat, quiet, and cold. Her favorite scarf was still hanging near the mirror. Her perfume bottle was full. But the girl who once filled the house with laughter was gone. And now her family was breaking. Alina's mother, Mrs. Yasmin, had stopped smiling. She used to cook the best food, tell jokes, and take care of everyone. Now she hardly spoke. She just sat in Alina's room, holding her photo, staring at the wall. Her father, Mr. Ralph, looked 10 years older. His eyes were tired. His hands shook while drinking tea. He blamed himself. Every night he walked outside alone, hoping someone would say, "We found her." But no one ever did. Little Hania had stopped playing. She kept the red diary close, hidden under her pillow. She didn't tell anyone what was inside, not yet. She was waiting for the right time. One day, Hania asked her mother, "Mama, will Alina come back?" Yasmin looked at her and said softly, "Hania, I pray every day. Allah will bring her back." But her eyes were filled with fear. Then, something strange happened. It was a Thursday morning. The postman dropped a white envelope at their door. It had no stamp, no name. Inside was a letter with only one line: "She's safe, but not yet free." Mr. Ralph read it again and again. He ran to the police station. The officer read it and frowned. "This could be a joke," he said. "People do this for fun sometimes." But Mr. Ralph didn't believe that. That night, Yasmin placed the letter under her pillow. "It's her," she whispered. "I know it's her handwriting." The next week, another letter came. "She cried today. She misses her home." Now the family had hope again, but also fear. Who was writing these? Where was Alina? And why couldn't she come back? The family was not the only one asking questions. Neighbors had started talking. Maybe she ran away with someone. Maybe she did something wrong. Maybe the family is hiding the truth. Yasmin couldn't take it anymore. She shouted at the shopkeeper one day, "My daughter is not a criminal, she's in trouble." Mr. Ralph stopped going to the mosque. People stared. Some asked too many questions. Others acted like they knew secrets. But the truth was, no one knew anything. Then came a shock. One evening, a young man knocked on their door. He looked nervous. He held a photo in his hand. It was a picture of him with Alina, laughing near a college canteen. "I'm Daniel," he said. "Alina was my classmate. I think I know something." They invited him in. He sat down, looked at the floor, and said, "She once told me someone was following her, a man. She didn't say who." Mrs. Yasmin's eyes widened. "Why didn't you tell us before?" Daniel lowered his head. "I was scared, but now I feel guilty." He told them Alina had been scared for weeks. She said someone was watching her. She didn't tell the police. She didn't even tell her parents. "She said if something happens to me," Daniel whispered, "tell my family it wasn't my fault." The family was shocked. Alina was in danger, and they had no idea. That night, Mr. Ralph locked all doors. Yasmin held Hania tight while sleeping, and Daniel sat alone, looking at Alina's photo. Someone had hurt her, someone she didn't name, and that person could still be near them. The diary was still unread. The letters kept coming. The mystery was growing. But one thing was now clear. Alina didn't run away. She was taken or forced to leave. And the truth was darker than anyone thought. The day Daniel came to their house, everything changed. Until now, Alina's family had only guesses: pain, fear, silence. But Daniel brought a new piece of the puzzle, a truth that made their hearts beat faster. He was the last person to hear Alina say, "I'm scared." Daniel sat in the living room. His hands were shaking. He looked at Alina's photo on the wall. Her smile was soft, peaceful. But Daniel's eyes were full of regret. "I should have said something earlier," he whispered. "But I was afraid. No one would believe me." Mr. Ralph leaned forward. "What exactly did Alina tell you?" Daniel took a deep breath. "She said someone was following her after college. At first, she thought it was just her imagination. But then, she started getting messages, unknown numbers. Messages like, 'I see you, you can't hide, Mrs.' Yasmin covered her mouth in shock. Hania held her father's hand tightly. "Why didn't she tell us?" Mr. Ralph asked in pain. Danielle looked down. "She didn't want to worry you," she said. "If I tell my parents, they'll be scared. I'll handle it." But Alina couldn't handle it. She disappeared. Danielle showed them a photo on his phone. It was a screenshot of a message Alina had sent him just 2 days before she vanished. He's getting closer. I feel trapped. Who was he? Yasmin asked. I don't know, Danielle replied. She never said his name. The family felt a mix of fear and anger. Someone had hurt their daughter, and he was still out there. Later that night, Danielle and Mr. Ralph went to Alina's college. They spoke to the principal, a kind old man who remembered Alina well. She was one of our brightest students, he said. But in her last month here, she looked different, quiet, tired. They checked the college security cameras, but the footage was old, mostly deleted. Then Danielle remembered something. There was a boy, he said, always standing outside college near the gate. Alina once told me she didn't like how he stared at her. Did she say his name? Mr. Ralph asked. No, Danielle replied, but I think he was not a student. Back at home, Yasmin opened the red diary for the first time. Her hands were shaking. The first few pages were simple: college notes, shopping lists, to-do reminders. Then, one page had only a single line. Danielle knows something. If anything happens to me, trust him. Yasmin looked at her husband. She trusted him. She wanted us to find him. They were doing exactly what Alina hoped for. The next day, Danielle returned with another surprise. He had found an old photo from a college event. Alina was in the photo. Standing behind her, almost hiding in the background, was a man, tall, wearing black. His face wasn't clear, but his presence was strange. She never told me who he was, Danielle said, but this man, he was always around. They enlarged the photo and printed it out. Now they had something, a face, a shadow, a possible lead. Then the next letter came. It was the shortest one yet, only 3 words. Don't trust him. No name, no address, no clue who him was. But it added more fear. Was it about Danielle or the man in the photo? Mr. Ralph was confused. Yasmin was scared. Hania held her diary tighter. Everything was becoming more dangerous, more confusing. A black car, a strange man, and now a warning letter. Don't trust him. The family was more scared than ever. Someone was watching. Someone knew what they were doing, and someone wanted them to stop, but they couldn't stop. Not now. Not when they were getting closer to Alina. That night, Mr. Ralph couldn't sleep. He kept walking around the house, checking the windows, locking the doors again and again. Yasmin sat on the bed, holding Alina's red diary. Hania was beside her, scared but curious. On the last page of the diary, they found something new. Drawing. It was a simple map. Not very clear, but it showed a small street, a park, and something marked with a red X. What is this? Hania asked. Yasmin looked closely. It looks like a place near your school. They remembered. There was an old park behind the school. No one went there anymore. It had a broken bench, a few dry trees, and a rusty gate. Maybe. She left. Something there? Yasmin whispered. The next morning, Mr. Ralph, Yasmin, and Danielle went to that park. It was quiet. Too quiet. The grass was dry. Birds flew away as they stepped in. They found the old bench, just like in the map. Under the bench, half buried in dirt, was a small metal box. They opened it. Inside was a USB. No name, no label, just a black USB. Danielle looked around nervously. Let's go home, quick. Back at the house, they plugged the USB into the laptop. There were only 2 files. File 1, a video file 2, a voice recording. They opened the video first. The screen turned black. Then Alina appeared. Her face was tired. Her eyes were red. She was speaking quietly, looking straight at the camera. If you're watching this, it means I'm gone, she said. I didn't run away. Someone is forcing me to stay silent. The family froze. Yasmin covered her mouth. Hania's eyes filled with tears. "The man following me, his name is Bilal," Alina said. "He knows something about Papa's past. Something he's using to blackmail us." Mr. Ralph dropped the glass in his hand. It broke into pieces. "What is she talking about?" Yasmin asked, confused and shocked. Alina continued, "Bilal said, if I tell anyone he will destroy our family. I didn't know what to do. So I stayed quiet. But now, I'm scared." The video ended. They played the voice recording next. It was a phone call, Alina speaking to someone. "I can't keep doing this," she said in the recording. "He's making my life a prison." A man's voice replied, "You should have listened. One wrong move, and your father's truth comes out." Alina, "You're a monster." The man laughed. "And you're my puppet." The call ended. The room was silent. Yasmin looked at her husband. "Ralph, what is he talking about? What truth?" Mr. Ralph sat down slowly. His hands were shaking. "There's something I never told you," he said. "Years ago, before Alina was born, Ralph had been in trouble. A business deal had gone wrong. He had borrowed money from a dangerous man, Bilal. I thought it was over. I paid him. I left that life. But he never let go. Now Bilal was using that secret to control Alina. That was why she disappeared." Just then the doorbell rang. Mr. Ralph went to check, but no one was there. On the floor, he found another letter. This time, it said, "Stop digging, or your second daughter disappears too." His heart stopped. He ran inside, locked all doors, and hugged Hania tightly. "This man is a devil," he said. Now the family knew the truth. Alina didn't run. She was protecting her family, and someone from the past was the real enemy. But Alina was still missing, and now little Hania was in danger too. The clues were leading them somewhere dark, but they were ready, because one thing was clear now. Alina didn't break. She was brave, and her family would fight to bring her home. A warning letter had just arrived. "Stop digging, or your second daughter disappears too." Mr. Ralph stood frozen at the door. His hands were trembling. Behind him, Yasmin hugged Hania tightly, tears in her eyes. The threat was real now. Alina was still missing, and now they were targeting little Hania. That night, the house didn't sleep. All lights stayed on. Mr. Ralph kept checking the windows. Daniel stayed too. He sat near the door with a wooden stick, just in case. Yasmin whispered again and again, "Ya Allah, please protect my daughter." Hania was scared but tried to stay brave. She sat with her red diary, writing something, quietly. The next morning, Mr. Ralph went to the police again. He showed them the USB, the letters, and the latest threat. But the officer shook his head. "These letters have no fingerprints, no names, no proof. We can't arrest someone without evidence." Ralph was angry. "Are you waiting for my other daughter to go missing too?" But the police could do nothing. They were alone in this fight. Later that day, Daniel came up with a plan. "I think I can trick Bilal," he said. "If we act smart, maybe he'll come out from hiding." Ralph frowned. "How?" "We'll post something online," Daniel explained. "A fake message. We'll say we found proof against him. Maybe then he'll show himself." Yasmin looked worried. "And what if he attacks again?" Daniel nodded slowly. "We'll be ready this time." That evening, they posted a message on Facebook using an anonymous account. It said, "The truth about Bilal will come out soon. We have videos, names, and witnesses. Wait for us." They also attached a blurry image from the USB, Alina's video. Her face was not fully clear, but the message was strong. They waited. Nothing happened for hours. Then, around midnight, a reply came from an unknown account. "Come to Old Mill Road, midnight, alone, or you'll never see your daughter again." Mr. Ralph and Danielle looked at each other. "It's a trap," Ralph said. "I know," Danielle replied. "But we have to go," Yasmin begged. "Please don't leave me alone. What if he comes here?" Hania stood up. "Take this," she said, handing Danielle a small phone. "It has GPS. If something happens, we'll know where you are." Danielle smiled gently. Smart girl. At 11:50 p.m., Danielle and Mr. Ralph reached Old Mill Road. It was a dark, empty place. An old warehouse stood at the end. No lights, no sounds. They stepped inside slowly, every step echoing. Suddenly, a voice from the shadows. "You made a mistake." It was Bilal. Tall. Cold eyes. Smiling like he had already won. "You couldn't keep quiet, Ralph," he said. "Now you'll lose everything." Ralph shouted, "Where is my daughter?" "What did you do to Alina?" Bilal laughed. "She was smart, too smart, so I had to teach her a lesson." Danielle stepped forward. "We know everything now. We have proof." Bilal pulled out a gun. "No one will believe you. No one will find you." But before he could shoot, police sirens wailed outside. Bilal's face changed. "What? How?" Danielle showed the GPS tracker. "We sent our location to the police before coming. They're already here." Bilal tried to run, but the police were faster. He was caught within seconds. Back at the house, Yasmin cried with relief as she hugged Hania. The call came in. "Bilal is arrested." But there was still one question. Where is Alina? Even Bilal refused to speak. He sat in jail, silent, smiling, saying only one thing. She chose her path. The next day, the police searched a hidden room inside Bilal's farmhouse. It was dark, cold, and locked from outside. There, they found something that made Yasmin fall to her knees, a scarf, Alina's scarf, and a note hidden under a pillow. "I'm still alive. Don't stop looking for me." The family now had hope again. The trap had worked. Bilal was behind bars. But Alina was still missing, still waiting, still somewhere out there, and the clock was ticking, a scarf, a hidden room, and a note with 5 words that changed everything. "I'm still alive. Don't stop looking for me." Yasmin cried, holding the note. Mr. Ralph stood silently, heart heavy with guilt. Hania hugged the scarf tightly, and Danielle, with fire in his eyes, made a silent promise. "We will find you, Alina." The next day, police searched Bilal's farmhouse again. They found food packets, empty water bottles, and a mattress, proof that someone had stayed there, but no blood, no body. Alina had escaped once. The question was, where did she go? In jail, Bilal refused to talk. He laughed when they asked about Alina. "She's smarter than you think," he said. "She ran before I could stop her." "But where did she go?" the officer asked. Bilal smiled. "Even I don't know. She vanished." Back. At home, Hania opened Alina's red diary again. She flipped the pages slowly, looking for anything, any small clue. Then she saw something strange. On the corner of one page, in tiny writing, Alina had drawn something. It was a symbol, a small flower inside a circle. Next to it, the word safe. Hania showed it to Yasmin. "Mama, I've seen this before. On Alina's old bag." Yasmin gasped. "That bag. She never took it to college. She always kept it under her bed." They ran to the bedroom and pulled the bag out. It was dusty, untouched for years. Inside, they found a small note sealed in plastic. It said, "If anything happens to me, go to the Blue Door Cafe. Ask for Zara. She knows everything." Mr. Ralph and Danielle rushed to the cafe. It was a small coffee shop near Alina's college. They walked in and asked for Zara. A young woman in a blue apron looked up. Her face changed when she heard Alina's name. "Come with me," she said quietly. She took them to a storage room in the back. There, she pulled out a small box. "She gave this to me 2 years ago," Zara said. told me to wait until someone came looking for her. Inside the box was a voice recorder. Danielle pressed play. Alina's voice filled the room. Papa, Mama, Hania. If you're hearing this, then maybe I'm safe. Or maybe I'm not. But I want you to know the truth. She sounded calm, but her voice cracked with emotion. Bilal found out about Papa's old mistake. He used it to scare me. He said he'd destroy our family, so I stayed quiet. She paused. But then he started watching me, controlling me. I had to get away. I had to disappear. Not to hide, but to protect you. A symbol, a voice message, and 4 numbers that led to one place, Chandpur village. The family packed their bags with shaking hands. Alina was still out there, but the question haunted them all. Would she still be alive? The next morning, they left the city before sunrise. Yasmin held Hanaya's hand the entire way. Mr. Ralph drove silently. Danielle sat with the map, watching every turn. Chandpur village was quiet and far from everything. No traffic, no noise, only the sound of wind and birds. After 5 hours, they entered the village. It had only a few houses, some trees, and one small health clinic. Danielle asked an old man nearby, "Is there any safe house here?" The man nodded, slowly. "Yes, the women's shelter, near the lake." They reached the shelter, a small building painted in light blue. Peaceful, but guarded. Yasmin stepped forward and asked the lady at the gate, "Is Alina here?" The woman didn't answer. At first, she looked closely at Yasmin, then at Hania, then she smiled gently. She told us, one day her family would come. They entered the house. The walls were clean. Women sat inside doing embroidery and reading books. There was peace here. "Please wait here," the lady said, walking to the back room. The family waited. Their hearts were beating fast. Every second felt like an hour. Then they heard footsteps, soft, slow, familiar, and then Alina appeared in the doorway. Yasmin stood up first, gasping. Hania screamed, "Appy!" Alina looked thinner, tired, but her eyes still shone with the same love. She walked forward, no words, just hugs. Tears rolled down all faces. Yasmin kissed Alina's head again and again. Mr. Ralph knelt down, held her hands, and said, "Forgive me. I couldn't protect you." Alina shook her head. "No, Papa. You did everything. I just had to protect you all in my way." Later, they sat under a tree near the lake. Alina began to speak. "I was scared at first, but then I found this. Shelter. They helped me change my identity, stay hidden. They taught me how to fight, how to survive." She looked at her little sister. "Hania, you're so brave. I saw your message online. That gave me hope." Mr. Ralph asked, "Why didn't you return earlier?" "I wanted to. Many times," Alina whispered. "But I knew Bilal still had people watching. I couldn't risk it until I saw he was arrested." Yasmin smiled through tears. "It's over now. You're safe. Let's go home." Alina looked at the lake. "I missed home every single day," she said. "But in these 2 years, I also found something else. Myself. I'm not the same girl who disappeared. I'm stronger now." That evening, they all returned home together. The neighbors were shocked. People gathered outside the house, whispering, "Is that really her? She's back? What happened?" But the family didn't care what people said. They had their daughter back. That's all that mattered. At dinner, Alina laughed again. For the first time in 2 years, she told funny stories from the village, how she learned to cook, and how she made friends with older women who protected her like mothers. Yasmin served her favorite food. Mr. Ralph gifted her a new diary, this time with a gold cover, and Hania slept beside her sister that night holding her hand. But before sleeping, Alina said something that surprised them all. "I want to open my own shelter." Everyone looked at her. "I want to help other girls like me. The ones who disappear, the ones who are scared, the ones who think no one will come for them. I want to be the person I needed 2 years ago." Months later, with the family's help, Alina opened a small center named the Red Diary Home. Girls came. Broken, scared, but they found safety, just like Alina once had. Alina smiled as she watched them laugh, read, and begin again. Because now, she wasn't just the girl who vanished. She was the girl who returned and changed everything.